We are live. Welcome, everyone, to Bardic Inspiration. This is Dungeons and Dragons in Shakespearean Style. I am Adam Himbry. I'll be your dungeon master this evening, and with me tonight are the Magical Cane Band, one half of our Bardic Inspiration crew, back after a fortnight away. They will be playing a session now in a place that we have just entered called the Moonwood, where we are meeting our bugbear ranger rogue Budge's family. Say that 5 times fast. But I'm going to turn it over to the cast in just a little bit to recap our most recent session. Before that, I'm just going to remind you, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to our channel here on YouTube if you're here watching with us tonight or later, and click that bell to be notified of when we come up. You can also find us on Twitter and TikTok, Bardic_inspo, and find out more about us at soothplayers.com, including some of our other shows that we used to run when shows were things that could be run outside in Melbourne. But let's get to it. It's time to join up with the Cane Band, so I'm going to turn it over to them and set a timer for 2 minutes, because I realized as I was writing my notes for this past session, a lot happened. It covered a handful of days, so let's see what we recall. You've got 2 minutes. Happen? You've got, it took a lot of words on my Google Doc. You can decide how much of that you're responsible for. You've got 2 minutes. Cane Band starting now.
We said goodbye to Breezy. I believe is where it began.
All their way off down the river really quickly.
Disappointed by the lack of sexual tension, I think, was the overall vibe on the Breezy meeting.
Twere only a mentor. And
we headed to the Moonwood, I think. Yeah,
that's right. And on the way to the Moonwood, Broccoli and Rain decided to go on a werewolf parkour evening where they just dashed, I believe, wolfed out and wild through the woods, jumping from tree to tree, grabbing bird,
an owl,
I believe.
An owl in midair
in the mouth.
Yeah, and just I was just flexing my new wolf muscles. I'm just getting the hang of it.
When Rain returned, Budge had dyed all her clothes to be like a baby blue. Which didn't impress him much, and she punched him in the face.
Deserved. I believe we just travelled a lot after that.
When we got to the Moonwood, Budge was attacked by an owl bear.
Right, that's true.
Turned out to be the pet of his mom.
Wait, when did the pull-ups happen?
The day between them.
While we were traveling. Yeah, we shamed Budge into feeling insecure about his strength, and so he took his strength potion. What was the actual title of the potion?
Secretly quaffed a potion of fire giant strength to make him absolutely jacked for about an hour.
He wasted his awesome resource just to do pull-ups and throw me in the air and impress us with his sweet guns.
So Red Broccoli think he's that strong all the time now?
Definitely.
We've run out of time.
That's time.
And then we met Budge's clan.
In 0 seconds. That's the alarm. I told you a lot happened. You don't think a lot happened, and then I'm writing 700 words about the nothing that happened. We don't fast travel very often. The Magical Cane Band. It's not often that multiple days pass in a single session. Well, let me tell you, did we break barriers last session? I believe we existed on 3 whole days of snowbreak, all in the 3 hours traffic of this stream, which means that it is now, unless I am much mistaken, the night of the 20th of snowbreak.
21st, I believe.
Yes, that's right. The 21th.
Fight.
It has been a couple of days worth of travel. You have rendezvoused with one of Budge's mothers, Saphira, and Lim, the owlbear, who also took a very keen interest in Web Ashton, who was not a big fan of that situation. You have just now arrived at a clearing in a very strange forest, with a winding road that you could have sworn, as you walked in, bent back on itself crossing the same landmark several times. But with Budge and Saphira up front confidently leading the way, you made your way to what has turned out to be a grand and boisterous feast. We left off with Esme, Budge's mother, creating a bonfire from thin air using magic, and a sound of hunting horns from around the glen as people were bringing out meat to be smoked, to be prepared. There are casks of ale and mead and wine going around. And there are tons compared to your recent society, heaps of bugbears and goblins and hobgoblins and other creatures, many of whom seem to know each other and many of whom seem to be seeing each other for the first time in a long time. There are loud conversations happening. Budge has been absolutely swarmed by a kind of gaggle of children who are determined to find out how he magicked his way up into the air. Broccoli has also been the subject of some speculation by a few of the more timid children who are like looking up at him, many of them probably never having seen a Goliath before. And Ichabod is with Esme, sort of arm in arm with her, looking slower, but nevertheless still spry. Alora also just recently received a gift of a little flower, a purple crescent-shaped bloom from Esme. And Rain has just departed the premises, running away from the newly conjured fire. Cane Band, the night is yours. What are you going to do with it?
I'll check in telepathically with Budge. Budge, does Peeves have a bead on Rain? Do you think do we need to find her?
Oh, Budge is sort of like tearing, trying to swing a kid off of his arms as he moves around. Peeves will stick with her, I think. And he'll speak out loud as well, as he's too distracted to communicate just mentally. Yeah.
I'll just turn to Esme and say, "You'll have to forgive our friend. She has had a tragic past with fire, and this particular bonfire was unexpected.
Oh.
She will return."
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I did think, but not for dramatic effect. Perhaps I should have asked. She would do well not to venture far from this clearing, however. Where has she gone? Rain, what are you doing? Where's Rain going?
Rain's just wandering off and drinking and going deeper and deeper far away.
Okay.
With Peeves by her side.
Okay, Rain. Peeves is going to start to make some very nervous noises and slow down. Looking back, still in sight of the group, he's going to start to give a kind of low whine and a little kind of insistent barks. And you can see Peeves is beginning to seem a bit scared. Do you keep going deeper into the woods without him?
I also sent Webastian to keep an eye on Rain before I pulled out my bongo and started riffing around the bonfire.
Okay. Then skittering through the edges of the forest where he had remained, Webastian goes past Peeves, keeping eyes, all 8 of them, on Rain. You going deeper in, Rain?
Nah, I just sit down and keep drinking.
Okay.
I don't
We'll leave you
I don't want to make the dog go anywhere it doesn't want to go. And I know that he's probably been sent after me, so he's going to have to follow me. So I just sit down and wallow in my misery.
Okay. Peeves sort of stays put, kind of turns a few circles, and then sits like a sphinx, sort of, just looking at you and occasionally looking back over his shoulder. Webastian is just lurking to the side.
But I think we did say that Finn stood up and just started slowly walking in that direction, not running like Peeps was after her, but just going in that direction.
Yeah.
But you weren't here, so you can choose not to do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Have a sudden change of heart.
Yeah.
I hear the sound of the bongo and I come down. No.
And all around the camp, a number of folks have taken out various instruments, and it's sort of a dog's breakfast at first, because there's people over here that have taken out some pan flutes and little drums, and there's people over here who've taken out flutes of their own, and it's like multiple different songs have sort of started up in a few different places.
Yeah, it's a real chai tent vibe, you know the one.
I really don't.
Oh, Adam, get out there and live your life, mate. Get out there.
I can't. It's not allowed. But thank you for the sentiment. Add it to the list.
Look, as far as I know, there's a chai tent within 5 kilometers of everyone. That's how chai tents work, Adam. If you're willing to find one, you'll find one.
Well, consider me well chastised. The folks are setting up the sort of food area, and then kids are running around. A few of them have started playing games apart from everyone, but all told, there would be at least 24 other creatures besides you here, and it could be a few more. There's like a handful of folks who seem to be coming in groups of 3 or 4 or 5 from in and out of the fringes of the woods, and people are coming up to speak to Esme and Ichabod, but many people have eyes on all of you. Even when they're talking to other people, all of you over the course of the following kind of 10 to 20 minutes, you would see, like, you're a bit of a spectacle to them. And every now and then, if you're paying attention, you'll see that people are whispering to each other, and then they kind of stop if they see you seeing them. And the kids are being a bit more blatant about it. Like, they'll just stop and just kind of like wide-eyed look at you as you go by, and then start and keep talking. It's an atmosphere of liveliness, and also a kind of odd tension, I would say. But Esme will sort of begin to appear here and there, talking to people, and she'll occasionally just appear next to one of you with a plate of some kind of different food or other, and just sort of put it in your hands. And then another bugbear with kind of reddish orange fur and a great, like, just built like a house, kind of like not like jacked strong, but like farmer strong. You know, this, like, he's just built like a tree trunk, and he's coming around with these like big hands full of handles of various mugs, and he's got like 4 in each hand, like just so, and is kind of just foisting them on people as he goes by, and kind of like being nice, but like not letting you get away with not taking it, that kind of a thing. So at some point, each of you will probably get a mug of this kind of reddish brown ale that he's foisting on people, given to you, and a plate just heaping with a recently kind of roast boar, and a selection of kind of like heavily seasoned, slightly charred bits of root vegetables and fruits, and some other kind of things that are in season at this point.
Yes.
Rain's gonna smell all the food, just wafting over there, and start looking back and bump into Finn and be like, I think it is time for us to do a show.
A goodly idea, Rain. What show thinkest thou?
A tale of a dragon murder.
Yes. Yes, we know it well. Shall we perform it for Budge's family?
I believe we should. Yeah.
How many ales, Rain? How art thou? Good.
Just a never-ending, And she holds up like the barrel with all the different taps on it.
Right.
And I hope that we are not the sacrifice at this feast.
I think someone is to be sacrificed this evening.
Oh, just everybody does look at us, and there's a huge bonfire, and I'm not saying I'm right, but it could be that we are going to be sacrificed to some sort of overlord.
Well, if that is to be, then I doubt not that thou would kill everyone in your path. So worry not, Rain.
Oh yeah, I would.
Come back to the feast.
I'm happy to talk to any of the strangers if they look curious. I've been floating the boat around the heads of the children and just kind of chuckling to myself, but I will stand in as open a posture as I can if somebody...
Yeah, Alora, you're used to this by now, but people give you a second look. Not many Vidalcan, generally in this part of the world, and it's no exception. I mean, all of you are getting, the once, twice, and thrice overs from everyone because no one's met you and they've heard stories and things like this. But
And they want to sacrifice us.
So I've got my best. I'm not from around here, but I don't bite. Face on.
Yeah. You'll notice that one of the little gaggles of children that are running around eventually get close enough out of an interest in the boat, and they're sort of like playing with the boat and letting it chase them and stuff like that. But then a bit later, some of the adults who belong to these children kind of drift over and give them bits of food or whatever, and they'll like kind of look up as they're doing that. One of them, a bugbear woman who's probably about 6'5", 6'6", and with kind of light brown fur, is gonna sort of like tussle the head fur of one of the little ones, and say, "Oh, don't let me see you putting that in the bush again. You eat it; it's good for you." And then she'll turn up and say, "We've not met. My name's Nosh. What may I call you?"
Good evening, Nosh. I'm Alora.
Alora.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you, and
Thank you for having us.
well, of course. I'd say you're welcome, but I am myself a guest here, really. So, if you're my guest, you're a guest's guest, and that's, I suppose, still a guest, and I'll welcome you on my host's behalf. Are you from the city, Alora?
Nay, my friend, I'm from a very faraway place known as the Snowdrop Isles. Hast thou heard of them?
Snowdrop Isles, you say? Why, they do sound a mighty bit cold.
Actually, they are tropical.
You don't say.
They are. They're a series of tropical islands. The north mayhap sometimes gets a bit cold, but it's also volcanic up there, so it warms itself sometimes. But the rest is most pleasant.
Oh,
We
volcanic,
are
you say?
ocean-going folk.
What? You mean the mountains what spew fire?
I do, yes. We have some in the north, in the Snowdrop Isles.
Oh, aye. We've stories of such things. Living here in the shadow of the mountains as we have.
None of these
Old
mountains
tales.
smoke?
Oh, there are tales. Some of the past, some what yet to come, say such things. We spook the children round the campfire with such things. I can't imagine seeing it myself. Should say you're an ocean-going folk. You've been on the sea.
Indeed, most of my life.
Oh, I've never seen such a thing. Is it like Lake Lewin?
Nay. So the best way I can describe it here, the mountains and forest either side of us, everything is close. It is comforting and cozy in this environment. The world is near to you. On the ocean, everything is far. The horizon is the farthest thing you can see. There is nothing. It is vastness and thyself.
All of the children, as well as Nosh, just are kind of like standing there wide-eyed. You realize that like they've stopped pretending to be looking at the boat, and they're just like, the world is far away? Where's the world if it's far away?
A ship such as this one is as small as this one is on the ocean to look at from afar. But if thou hast the right vessel and the ability to do so, thou can travel across that ocean and come to such a marvelous place as this. Hast thou always lived in these mountains?
Nosh joins in. Me and my lot, we've not oft come down here to the Moonwood. It's been some time. We live further up the mountain, usually, and within it, usually. We were hoping to visit some season soon. Had to move ahead of schedule, we did. So here we are.
Had to move? Did something force thee from thy home?
Oh, yeah. There'll be time to talk of such things. 'Tis a night for feasting, so it is. Oi, you, Edgy, come off it. Sorry, and she sort of bundles off and pulls another little ginger-furred bugbear off of the back of one of the bigger hobgoblin kids, and sort of holds her up with her long bugbear arm and is like, "What did I say to you about piggybacking without asking?" And she goes and kind of looks apologetically back and walks off towards one of the food plates. He's like, "You're getting extra tubers for that, you are." And Edgy is protesting loudly.
Yeah. An unknowing nod, it's fine.
Yeah.
Brock.
Yeah. Whoa. What's up, Rain?
I have 3 ideas.
All right. You give them to me, but do it in beat, because I can only hear it in the beat of the bongo at the moment. I've tapped into the rhythm of the drum. It's all I can hear now. It's all I can hear, Rain.
Let us do a play on a fight of a dragon.
You want to do the show tonight? Do you think that's right? I mean, I think we might, but by the firelight, it might be too much for the people to see.
Well, we should smell us now, and we could have a fight. I think there's a creature we could catch tonight in the forest out there with no light.
Wait, are you saying that you smelled something out there that we can catch? Is that what you're saying?
Peeves seems strange.
You mean there's perhaps danger in the woods?
Danger that could be taken care of by werewolves.
Thou thinkest that this sweet festival of joy is threatened by an outside presence, Rain?
Unless they plan to sacrifice us to the creature.
Thou think our hosts will sacrifice us? I think there's not.
Well, I do think there is a creature out there.
And what god, creature, or beast is it you think would want you so bad we'd need to sacrifice you? A little voice pops up from behind you. And from just around your shoulder level, probably, Rain, someone slips around you, a familiar form of Ithy, a member of Budge's clan. And he's got an ale in each hand. And is like sort of like every time he moves, even though he's quite nimble, it sort of like sloshes up right to the tip, and then he has to like look down and sort of guide it back. What's this I hear about you thinking we are going to sacrifice you lot?
Well, you would not tell us.
Yeah. 'Tis but speculation, Ithy. 'Tis but speculation of the danger that lurks without.
Oh, well, I suppose you are right. I would not say not to you if I was going to be eating you this night. You should know, though, it is not a great plan to go alone into the wood.
We would not go alone, we would go together, Rain and I, and the moon to keep us company, to fuel us in our powers.
You do know the moon would keep you company.
Yes. And we think not that thou would betray us, Ithy, after all we have done for thee.
Of course not. Only thing I'm going to betray, something I hold as dear as my right hand, broccoli. Come close, I'll tell you what it is.
I shall hear it.
You'll have to bend over quite far because Ithy is very short.
Little goblin.
He then raises his right hand all of a sudden so that your chin dunks into the ale.
Oh.
Here is my right hand, I said.
Oh.
Here, have the rest of it. You're a good lad.
Right.
You got a white beard, broccoli. You're growing up.
Ithy, thou, this prank walks a fine line between comedy and abuse, my friend. No. All right, Ithy. Strike one is all I say to thee. Strike one.
I have struck you once. This is true. Look ye out. It might be two, and then he'll scurry back around Rain and hide behind someone larger as he sort of dances between the legs of people around.
Well, Rain just tries to snatch one of his ales in her free hand.
All right, he's got the one left. Make a sleight of hand check. See if you get it.
Steal that ale. Steal that ale.
Stealing that ale.
I got a 4.
Woo!
Oh, why didn't I see that?
Because I didn't roll it in game. I forgot.
You did it on, yeah.
You want me to do it now?
No. You just want to improve. You know you roll a 1. Although a 1 would be all right. All right.
Yeah,
You roll a 2.
You'll swipe your hand out at Ithy, who's gonna see it coming, and then duck to the side, and then just kind of nimbly poke the alchemist jug in your hand, so that you're gonna tip to the side with the weight of it just slightly, and have to stumble to catch your balance. And by the time you catch yourself, you look up and Ithy is gone, but you can hear him giggling.
After all we have done for Ithy, I feel like his take on comedy is bordering on dangerous.
Yes, perhaps we could give him his medicine the same way he served us.
Yes. He's on our list, Rain. He's on our list. Yes, he best walk a careful line, but perhaps you and I should into the woods venture.
Great idea.
Do we need more folk with us?
Let's tell Budge, but not Alora.
What? Why wouldst thou secrets keep from Alora here?
She will just say no, it's dark, stay home, it's a bad idea.
Oh, thou thinkest poorly of Alora. She may say this, but at the same time tinker us something useful to take with us into the woods.
Okay.
She might say, here is a brooch that will ward off the very thing that shall attack us.
Do you have a psychic connection with Alora right now?
That's a good question. One on which I'll have to think briefly before I say I do.
Tell her we are going into the woods to fight a creature, and her words, mark me, will be, no, wait till the day, let's get more information.
Right, all right. Let me now pass this message to Alora. Alora. Panic not, but Rain and I shall now into the forest go, for we sense danger therein. A creature lurks, and we wish to investigate further, lest our happiness be thwarted this night.
Dost thou not care to eat first? I believe currently is the time for feasting, not fighting.
I mean, fighting on a full stomach is difficult, especially if the food we eat causes a tiredness therein, where you eat and you're like, oh, I need to lie down for a bit. I've eaten so much. Oh, I must relax. And then the time for fighting has passed. And then we are open for the danger that will attack from without. And so perhaps 'tis best to sort this before the feast is had.
As Finn walked back at this point, is she anywhere near me?
Yeah, you'd be able to spot her easily, I think.
Then Broccoli is saying something about a danger in the wood. Does thou see anything?
No, I marked nothing. I did find a small creature smelt strongly of ale, who was staggering about the darkness.
Approximately halfling height, mayhap?
Very like a halfling, indeed, followed by an enormous brutish dog and something upon many legs, so mayhap it is a good idea for them to search for such a strange occurrence.
Broccoli, thou knowest well that I cannot nor desire not to stop thee. I would just recommend maybe wait a bit.
Rain! That was correct. She has cautioned patience and has suggested we wait a bit.
Let's find out more information first.
Yes.
Maybe they should go and investigate, for though it is feasting time, Broccoli is right. They will not be able to explore on full stomachs, and well, if they miss out on the feast just for, the sake of our safety.
Yes.
Well,
Broccoli
Alora
has given me much wisdom. We trust thee entirely. Venture forth. Let me know how it goes, for I know that thou canst ne'er go anywhere that I cannot be connected to thee.
Oh, I thank thee for thy counsel, Alora. Rain! Rain, there has been a change of heart in Alora. She has counseled that we go forthwith and investigate.
Rain has already walked off and is eating from
Rain?
the plate table.
Rain! 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 Rain!
There is great food there, Rain. Like, we're talking, like, the thing about this is that it's not just that it's like good, recently caught game, nice lean meat, but it's a number of it has been treated, it seems like, with some kind of dry rub seasoning, and aged and smoked. It tastes like almost like a wood barrel, or like it has that kind of spiciness and savoriness alongside the normal flavors. And there's like bits of roasted apple and other kind of forest fruits combined with some of it. It's good stuff.
See, eat first, fight afterwards.
Do they imagine if you had been trapped in a place for so long you could not have eaten this type of food? And when one described it, your mouth would water and wish you were out of said locked place.
I imagine that Rain's talking to like some real drunk, like old bugbear uncle.
Yeah, just nodding, just nodding. Yeah. Oh, we've all been in that locked place, we have. Me, it was 30 winters ago, and
Rain!
Yes, Rain.
Do you see anyone that you wish to...
Rain? What means thou? Perhaps thou shalt demonstrate more. I can't see. What doest thou?
To be in love with.
Nay, Rain. I am here for feast of stomach only.
The night is young. I shall look for you.
Ah, very good.
Rain, I have heard thy mission, Rain. Perhaps that thou shouldst source, say, 12 suitors for Finn. Ones that thou thinkest might best suit Finn, and she can get to know them, and then at the passing of time she could choose one of them to be out of the running. And then there would be 11. There'd be 11 suitors left, and then she could get to know them even more. And then after a certain time, she could tell one of them, "I'm sorry, you are not fit for this anymore." And then there would be down to 10, and on until only one was left. And then Finn could say, "Here, I have whittled this down to one." Wouldn't that be fun?
Aye, that does sound good. You find 6, and I'll find 6.
But should we not investigate the woods first, Rain? Alora has said we should. Alora has implored that we do it now, lest the moment pass.
Well, I have eaten something. Let's go!
But also look for suitors for Finn. There's one. Excuse me, sir. Thou art bachelor number 1. Lock it in. Yeah, but just remember that. You're bachelor number 1.
Oh, all right. Well, why? I suppose I've not a partner, but how did you know that?
Just a vibe. Just a vibe.
All right, then.
Excuse me, lady. Lady.
Yes.
You are bachelor number 2.
Yeah.
That's not my name.
Do you have a lover?
Oh, several.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect.
Now it's a party, isn't it? And she's gonna just kind of walk off the other direction.
Oh my god.
Are the two of you heading towards the woods as you're doing this?
Yeah.
Okay. When you reach, if you get to the actual edge, right around where the firelight is dying away, there will suddenly be a familiar creature in front of you as Saphira steps out silently from behind a tree, and puts a hand on each of your shoulders, which she's able to do with those long bugbear arms, even though you're disparity in height. She says, "Broccoli, Rain, I have a favor to ask of you. I think it'd be a bit of fun.
Why?
That spider friend of yours is hiding away a piece. I think he's a bit conscientious, worried he's gonna scare the little ones. I think I'd like to have him scare the little ones."
Wouldst thou agree to be bachelor number 3?
I'm afraid that doesn't sound like a good role for me.
No. You drive a hard bargain.
I'm rather taken, you see.
Oh, well, hey. Far be it for us to get in the way of love.
Well, you see a little bit more about what Esme can do, and I don't think you'd want to cross her either. But who's the lucky lad, lady, person, creature who you're looking to bachelorify?
Our friend Finn is full of heart, but empty of soulmate at this stage. So we seek merely to provide a degustation menu of love for Finn to sup upon.
That one's a sad artist type, is she?
Oh, she has not loved anyone since a pirate captain.
A pirate captain, did you say?
Or it may have just been a captain. My tongue may have embellished a bit more than it should have.
I see. I think your tongue's had quite a bit of help this evening, Rain. Now,
Right, do that again. Look at that.
if you want to play a little game,
Yes.
I'm going to see to it that the adults know what's coming, most of them.
Yes.
And I'll see to it that the kids are playing a game just over yonder way, right near
Alright.
the edge of the forest. And when I give the signal, like, open my arms up wide like this,
Aye.
you have that webby friend of yours come crashing through the trees and rear up right in front of us. What say ye?
Canst thou promise that no harm will come to Webastian? No trigger-happy friend who knows not what is about to befall the camp will say, "Oh, giant spider, kill it!"
I promise you, Broccoli, anyone what harms that beautiful creature hath me to answer to.
Alright. Let me talk to Webastian. Webastian!
Yes.
Oh, sorry, is that Alora? Sorry, Alora, wrong line. Sorry, Alora.
Okay.
Hang up, Alora. Webastian.
Yes, Broccoli.
There are pranks afoot, my eight-legged friend.
Does that mean I have 8 pranks?
Thou hast the power of 8 pranks at thy hands. For when the signal comes to thee, when I tell thee to go, thou must into the camp charge with much energy and intimidation. Therein, the younglings to frighten.
Oh. I will do this, Broccoli. Please do not let the big ones hurt me.
Oh, I have had acknowledgement that this shall not befall thee. All shall be well, and pranks shall be enjoyed, and kids shall be frightened. Aye, they shall be scarred for years. Therapy might be needed, but that's the power of a prank.
Very well, Broccoli. I shall do this and comport myself most menacingly.
Hey, canst thou make scary noises with thy mouth?
Oh, I will do so with my mandibles. Click clack, they will go.
Yeah. And feel free to shoot some web as well. Like,
Oh, I weren't planning for it.
yeah, nice. Yes, Rain?
I have an idea for my own prank.
All right. Hey, Alora, are you still listening? I said hang up. What's up, Rain?
I wonder if Finn could disguise me to look like Budge.
Oh, and what wouldst thou do as Budge?
Just go say hello to Budge.
Oh, so Budge would have to face himself and be like, what am I doing here? Crazy. This prank is well versed in hilarity. Thou canst only ask Finn if such a thing can be accomplished. I would have thee speak to Budge as Budge. What a turn of events shall herein be.
I feel as if these two drunks go quiet so we can see what Budge or Finn is doing.
Those of you around, a few of you might notice, Alora and Finn, you probably noticed for sure. Saphira has been gently padding along and occasionally bending an ear of one of the older bugbears, and you'll see a handful of them kind of crack a grin and pat her on the shoulder as she walks away. And eventually some momentum starts to generate in the group as you can hear some of the kids go rushing by and they say, Saphira's going to tell a scary story. Saphira's going to tell a story. Saphira's going to tell a story. And they start kind of hurrying over to the like edge of the firelight and circling up. Apparently, a ritual they have done before.
Can you make me budge?
Nay, I cannot make thee budge. I can make me budge, but I can't make thee budge.
Right. Do you want to be Budge and play a prank on Budge?
Why not? 'Tis a feast party.
Okay. And Broccoli,
Aye.
you could also be a werewolf when the spider comes.
Rain, a lesson I learned long ago is less is more, Rain. Sometimes less is more. Perhaps if I were a werewolf, it would distract from the spectacle of the spider, and then we would have split focus, and it would dilute the power of the prank.
You would upstage him.
Yeah, and sometimes less is more, Rain. Feel free to write that down. Less is more.
That should be the motto of the cane band. Well known.
But Rain, also remember this. Sometimes more is more. So it's hard to know which is which.
Magical cane band. Less is more is more. Remember that.
Yes. But also, the important thing also to know with all of this is more is never less. That's the only thing. Sometimes less is more, sometimes more is more, but more is never less.
Finn, turn into Budge.
Sure. Do it.
All right. How tall is Budge, Matt?
Oh no.
He's pretty tall. I think he's like 6 foot or something.
Okay, then this might be
I think
doable.
average for
Because we did say he's like shortish for a bugbear. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so Finn, you can probably pull this off. You have disguise self has leeway of a foot either direction. So as long as Finn's in the neighborhood above 5 feet, I think she can pull that off.
She is.
Okay. You have a perfect
what-
facsimile of Budge as soon as Finn casts that spell.
What do I do, Rain? What prank which has been to do?
Just perhaps in the crowd become one of the bugbears and sidle up so your back is in front of Budge, and then turn and face him so as if he is looking into his own very soul.
And then turn invisible?
Well, before thou turns invisible, shouldst thou not copy his movements for 10 seconds or so, just to really get inside his mind?
Nothing more than we like is mental torture on our good friend.
Yeah.
Then have you not seen my garb? I am dressed in baby blue, and I have met more things tonight than I have in a long time. He does deserve every moment of this.
Let this be vengeance for your blue hair, Rain. I shall do this for you.
Blue clothes.
And blue. Blue all over.
Thy hair is also blue, Rain. We did not tell thee, but yeah.
The dye's been running. It's like
Thy hair is been blue for quite some time.
I thought thou had noticed.
Yeah. Everyone's been
Did thou
calling.
not hear people call the
Blue hair.
blue-haired halfling? Over there, that blue-haired halfling. Oh, the one with the blue hair.
Yeah,
All
stay
that
away from
time.
BHH. Everyone's like, BHH is coming.
Finn, as Budge, in Budge's voice, you must give him a prophecy of his death tonight.
Hey, Rain. Less is more. Less is more, Rain.
And less more is more.
That's true. Sometimes more is more. You're right. I mean, I taught thee this. You're right. Sometimes more is more. I mean, a death prophecy is always fun.
Aye.
Give him a subtle abstract one that won't cause much pain, but will niggle. It will just scratch at the edge of his brain. Like, ooh, that's so abstract it might be true.
Budge is going to, after he was sort of done wrangling with the kids, I think sensing the sort of like weird vibe, the fact there's so many more people here than the last day of Gleaning, which I think was probably just his family.
Yeah.
He's going to have a look for his older sister, Zilla. And just because he knows that if there's something up, she'd probably know and be more inclined to tell him about it than maybe his parents would.
Yeah, you can find Zilla. She's just sort of wrangled a couple of kids and kind of scooted them along, but she's by one of the sort of ramshackle kind of tables that have been set up for the purpose for food, and is kind of looking off into the woods and just having a few sips of an ale that she's holding between conversations. But she sees you coming. Boy, then, Budge.
Wait, Zilla.
Good to see you hanging out here again.
Good to see you out of that swamp.
Well then.
Do you know what's going on? There's so many people here, and like I think this is more than I've seen in like ever almost.
There. Some would say these sorts of things used to be more normal before you and I were around. Some of the clans up the mountainside used to come down here all the time. They haven't for a while. Yeah, they're. Gotta say, Budge, they're being right cagey about it. I've been trying to get something out of Saphira and Esme for, well.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, I think they're hiding something, Budge. I don't know if they're gonna tell us about it or what. Someone's got to say something. Between you and me, though, I think there must be some kind of trouble up the mountain, above or below.
Big trouble.
Yeah, something. Look, they're movers just like us. They're always going, but they don't mean to be here now, and they wouldn't be unless there were. I know there's trouble deep in those mountains sometimes. I think it must be bubbling up.
Must be mighty big bubbles.
So it is, and then she like jumps back as a little kid runs between both of you without paying any heed to either of your legs. Well, parcel of them, but hey, look, I know you and yours can take care of yourselves, but with so many new ones around, we're telling folk to stay nearby the camp, before they've been properly introduced to the wood,
Budge will sort of like try and like dash his eyes around to see if like Rain has returned since he last saw her.
Yeah, you can see Rain huddled with Broccoli and Finn giggling about something.
And you and the rest of them, I know I probably might owe you a little bit of an apology, since I know I just split there when we were down in Gadmouth, and I didn't tell none of you where I was going. when I went to sell them dragon scales.
Aye.
But after meeting this lot, well, obviously it turned out right. But still, didn't mean to keep you guessing.
Yeah, we were scared, Budge. I mean, we know your way, and many of us, but we really didn't know if we'd be seeing you. And what with Nan and Ellie and Ithie too.
Well, you know
It's
me.
like-
It's not like there's ever been a trap that I haven't managed to get myself out of.
Yeah. We'll see next time.
Yeah. We camped here. What was it? Like, it could have been, it might have been like 10 winters past. And that were the winter that we got caught by them hook horrors.
That's right, it was.
That was the one. That was the
Yeah,
one.
that was it. That was it. God. Yeah, well, you think we learn our lesson straying away from home, eh?
No.
No.
Too fun.
There's many around here who want to hear your tale, Butch.
Well, not mine alone to tell, and I'm sure it'll get told.
I hope so.
You've heard what the people I'm traveling with are, ain't you? And what
What's a
I'm
good word?
becoming. Well,
I never picked you for the circus, Budge.
well, I didn't know it was. It's not a circus. It's not a circus. All right. It's a band.
Oh, I see. What instrument you playing?
I don't play an instrument.
I know
Technically,
you
I think
don't
I do
play.
security, but I don't.
Security?
Well, someone's got to do it.
Yeah, all right, all right, all right.
You know,
Well-
you could perform with them if you want. I'm
No.
sure they wouldn't say no to another person up there.
Hey, I don't
Yeah.
pretend. That's your thing. You're
Oh, that's the
pretending
thing,
you're an
that's how it
actor.
is. That's how
All
it
right,
is.
work
You
your
just drop
magic,
someone's
Budge. It's up
name.
to you. It's
You
up
just
to
drop
you.
someone's name and they have to jump up there.
Oh, nope. Nope. You see if you
met
can
my
pull
friend
me.
Broccoli.
You wouldn't. You wouldn't. That's a big fella, that one. You wouldn't.
We'll see.
All right. All right. You and your threats, Hoorie. You and your threats. We'll see.
Go, Sebastian, go! That's the signal. No, wait, report, Sebastian. No. Sebastian, it was just a yawn. It was just a yawn, Sebastian. Stand down. Oh, close call.
Broccoli,
Budge,
that we're very close.
Budge,
Rain.
thou not want to watch the mischief that is afoot, where the children and all adults are gathered?
All right. What fresh mischief is this? Anything you've had your hand in, Rain?
Nay, not me.
Hey, and how does that make you feel? If you had to describe it in a shade.
I have no feelings about that, Frank.
Okay. All right. That's good. Nice to hear that it's all water under the bridge. Nothing but blue skies ahead for us.
He's so.
Oh, cheer up, Rain. It's a celebration. And Budge is gonna, like, drink more. Like, fill a horn up somewhere.
Yep. There's plenty of that going.
He's gonna go and join the crowd watching
Yeah.
the first story.
And it's not. It's
Alora.
not.
Broccoli,
Alora,
broccoli.
I just got struck with inspiration. Dost thou think that thou couldst fashion me a fork that turns into a spoon when a button is pressed? It is a fork until I press a button and then it becomes a spoon. A forky spoon. Is this something thou couldst tinker?
Mayhap not something that changes with a button, but I certainly could build something that is spoon at one end and fork at the other. That would just rotate. A simple implement that is magic knot.
It's a good start, Alora. Thank thee. Thank thee for thy getting me underway. Thank thee. Sorry to bother thee with my utensil-based inspirations.
You're welcome. And I left the others ages ago. I went over to Bachelor number 1, and I was like, good evening, sir. You must excuse my friends. They lovers of a good jape, and they mean me no harm. And then when Broccoli talks to me, then I go back to the bugbear that I'm talking to now. I'm like, sorry about that.
What? Where were thou just then?
I am connected to my friends, and they may speak to me at will.
In your mind?
Indeed.
Oh. Yes, Rain?
But they will bother thee not.
Oh, we will.
Yes, Rain. What?
Have you got the Budge down? Now, are you ready for your performance?
I must get into Budge's voice. Rain, provoke me with something.
You long-haired man.
Oh, Rain. Like thee.
So good. No one could tell the difference.
Right. Hello.
Say, oh, the sky is blue.
Oh, sky is blue. The sky's. No, I haven't got it, Rain. I haven't got it.
So good, so good.
Right, Rain. I'm going to go and stand opposite him in the crowd, directly opposite. Catch eyes, lock eyes, spoopy looks, and then circle around.
Yes.
Get lost in the crowd, and just slowly make my way to him, and see what he does.
Okay. For the record, Rain, every one of those attempts sounded exactly like Budge's voice.
Yeah.
Finn's actor feat makes
Oh,
it so.
did it?
In spite of Finn's self-critique, precisely exactly it. Dead ringer.
Okay, great.
Yeah, she's good at that. Okay, so it's not everyone from the whole feast going over there. It's one of those things like the party has splintered slightly, and like the kids' table has now become our source of rowdy attention. A handful of the parents and siblings have kind of come over. They're the ones who are in on the con, as it were. And a few of them are sort of contributing to it. Be like, "Oh, go on then, Saphira. This one's too scary. I don't know. This little one's gonna have nightmares. He is." "No, I'm not, Dad. Stop it." And it's like all this back and forth going on. "We want to hear the story." And so Saphira is sort of like standing up in the middle, like, all right, calm ye down, calm ye. I know all of ye are here because you've got the stomach for it. You've got a thick skin. And you, and then she sort of turns over really quickly at one who's sitting closest and like yelps and jumps back. You're not afraid of going into the wood, are ye? And the kid's like, well, I'm not sure what the right answer is meant to be. And one of the kids, a little goblin girl, stands up and says, "I'm not afraid of going into that wood." She says, "Is that right? Well then, you should be. I'm afraid of going into that wood alone, and let me tell you why. Deep in the moonwood, when the moon is almost full, on a night much like tonight, a great creature roams. 'Tis a huge beast, covered in spiky hairs, bigger than a horse from end to end, a massive, bulbous back, and a little round head, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 eyes. It never has to sleep.
It just waits. And a sticky, prickly, wicky whittle whip to catch little runts like you. I'm not a little runt, little runts like you. A big bugbears like me.
And then one of the other adults is like, nah, Sephirio, scare them. Don't tell them that. They'll scare them. Easy, easy. They deserve to know the truth. They do. You come near the edge of the firelight. The great beast will smell you.
We're Bastion, that's
feel-
beginners. That's beginners, we're Bastion, beginners.
Its little hairs will prick in the night, tasting your scent upon the wind.
Finn, are you up to something while this is going on?
Yeah, I've circled round to try and get right opposite Budge, right opposite Budge's eye line.
Okay.
In the crowd.
Are you currently disguised as Budge?
Yes.
Okay. You just let me know when you want to do anything to catch Budge's attention.
I think I just try and get directly opposite his eye line and just stare straight at him.
Budge is gonna he's just like watching the show, he's enjoying it, he's laughing, he's like nudging, like his family members are like sort of whispering, and then his eyeliner will just like drift to himself and just be like, and his eyes will then look for Rain anywhere, and I assume see her, and then like whip back at himself, and it's just like.
And then
It's you.
He'll lean down to he'll lean over to Zilla and be like, you see that? Is that a cousin of ours or something? Like,
Finn, are you
as he-
moving to be hidden as that's happening?
am I move is
So you can see Budge is turning to Zilla next to him and like pointing at you. What are you gonna do when you see that's happening?
Yeah, okay, no, yeah, I'm gonna move along a bit.
Yeah.
a cousin of ours or something?
Who are you talking about, Budge? No, that's not. What are you? That's, oh no, that's Marvin. You've not met Marvin
No,
yet.
not Marvin. Clearly not Marvin.
But just
No,
listen, Budge. You'll like this. Mom's telling the story. Shush. Just shush.
And then
I'm gonna
Zilla will
try
look
and
back.
stealthily hang on, plus 2.
No, you didn't.
Try and get right up to next Budge with that. And that's plus 2.
Budge, there's no chance your passive perception is 22 or better, is there?
No, it's 19.
Then, yeah, no, that's close. Pretty good. And now what a time to thank Matt Day, our technomancer in residence, for creating Rollcast, so that we can roll these virtual dice. Finn, you move like a ghost. You feel the rhythm from your prep, your physical theater training. You feel at one with the taller bugbear form that you're occupying, like a virtual suit. And around so many others of similar shape and build, you just kind of lively, rhythmically move, letting Budge's eyes be like the drum determining your dance steps. Whenever Budge's eyes move left, you slide right. And whenever he darts over to look right where you were, you're standing directly behind someone else, looking down, crouching down to talk to a kid who looks up just in time to realize something's weird, and then you're already gone. And then you can be standing right behind Budge, who is looking frantically around everywhere but at you.
What is it?
What,
sorry.
Budge?
What that thing? And do you know nothing? It weren't like some sort of skin-sipping creature that would take your
Budge,
form?
enough. It's about to be the part. You're meant to play your part. Get scared. Pretend to be scared instead of being actually scared, you big babe.
And then she'll stop paying attention to you and look forward again.
Fine.
right at the part that Budge is meant to be scared, I'm just gonna put my hand on his shoulder.
Okay. Then at this moment, Saphira has been building up. She's saying, and so the little goblin girl walk forward. 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, and then out of the
Let's go,
dark
Webastian.
light.
Let's go, Webastian. Webastian, go, go, go.
As she does this, crashing from behind, directly behind Saphira, in the edge of the firelight, the massive form of Webastian rears up straight behind her, furry-bellied, and then a gout of massive spider web just goes poof, over the entire group.
I imagine as the
like in
kids
a
are
fan.
screaming,
Yeah.
Budge screams as well.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Holy hundreds!"
And like all the adults jump as well, but like they were like sort of planning on it. A few of them actually are still they properly they knew it was coming, but they're still like, oh my god.
Yeah.
He really did it. And the kids absolutely freak out, fall down and start running everywhere. And Webastian is sort of like and like kind of just staying in place up on his 4 back legs with his other ones like doing like this. His mandibles are clacking. And he's sort of like moving 2 of his 4 legs up and down like this.
Budge will look into his mirror image and say, "Name thyself, demon." As his hand will like move to his like lower back where he keeps his hunting knife.
Am I not thy own form? Am I not Budge?
Nay. And he'll start to like circle. I am Budge, and there cannot be 2.
Well, then thou must examine thyself and who thou wish to be, or perhaps another son you will never see. And it's invisible out of there.
Budge will take some like clumsy lunges at the space where Finn was. He'll like yell.
Yeah, look, a few people turn and look at you and Zilla, and they see you just freaking out, and they're like, "Budge, it's all right. You can stop pretending now. They get it." And you can see, and Saphira has like, is just uproariously laughing, and sort of has a big arm on Webastian, is like giving him pats, and has been feeding him a couple of little rodents and hares that she's been using as bait for traps. And a couple of the bigger kids come back kind of curiously now, seeing this giant spider acting like in a friendly way.
But just trying to mutter. He's trying his best to remember the rhyme that was delivered to him just before. He's just like muttering it under his breath, like over and over.
Yeah.
If he needs to remember it.
And that's why you don't go off alone in the woods. Remember that. This big spider, this big fella, he's a good one. There'll be others. Be very happy to have a tasty little snack, a little morsel, shaped just like you. And there's more shrieking, and the kid runs away.
Rain is probably standing somewhere where Alora was standing far away, waiting for Finn.
I'm over still with next to Bachelor number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright, I'm over with Bachelor number 1. Waiting for Finn to join.
And when Webastian came out, I just turned to him and said, "Worry not, he's with us."
Oh, you've got quite a crew you're traveling with. You know, I've seen a few of them in my time up the mountain way. They live deep down, of course. Tough business taming one of those.
This one is of magic bent and not entirely natural, as it were.
You don't say. A magic spider. Wonders never cease, they do. What sort of magic does it do?
It is connected to our Goliath.
Is it part
steed
of him?
his. A familiar of his, yes.
Oh, he's a witch then.
He's a magic user.
I'd not have picked it. All shapes and sizes, I suppose. All shapes and sorts. Oh, be careful not to get the wrong side of his eye, then. Not that I were going to, and fella big like him.
Hast thou come here with thy family?
Oh, so I have, aye. So I have. My sister and her kin. As I said, no mate or love of my own just yet. I'm a free bugbear. I am wandering.
As
Rain's gonna suddenly click and like slowly back away from this conversation.
I spoke to some who were. They described not exactly, but it seemed like they were forced from their homes to come here this eve. Was it also for thee?
Rain's gonna come back. Laura, say something nicer.
It's an unpleasant business. We would normally not be here of a springtide. Our day of celebration for the Gleaning is up the mountain. Stars are so clear up there, being so high up.
Stars are also very clear in the middle of nowhere on the ocean when there is nothing between us and the vast above. I'm glad to see that thou hast made it here safe and well, and I'm sorry for whatever it is circumstance that has brought thee here. If the cane band is at all useful in thy struggle, we are here.
I do take much kindly this offer of thine. I expect, perhaps when you have learned more, and we've learned more, you can know if that vow is, if it be wise.
Mayhap then, just for now, thou can take some comfort knowing that I upon my boat on the ocean and thou in thy mountain have looked up at the same stars.
Oh, what a nice thing that is. Well, thank you, Laura. You've brought me some cheer this eve.
Thou art welcome, but thou dost find me at a loss, my friend, for so far all I have to refer to thee is Bachelor number one, and my friends.
Oh, I did forget me this jape. Most do know me by the name Brangle.
Brangle.
It is short for a longer name. I'll not burden you with it.
Well, Brangle, we are well met.
And like as much I do feel. I suppose mayhap I'll another helping of this fine mead. May I refill thine for thee? Art thou traveling well?
Please, I will join thee.
Right. And then he'll sort of saunter off over towards the drinks table.
Rain is on a mission to find Finn.
Yeah. Finn,
Budge
what have you
is
got
on a
up
mission
to?
to find Rain.
Rob, what's your mission?
I'm trying to get the musicians to play Pizzatira's "The Glory of Love" just around the bonfire.
Broccoli, you'll see that there is a little bit of a coterie of musicians seems to have formed. The sort of stray, straggling groups have come together around one figure who seems to sort of be leading a solo at the moment. A bugbear who looks quite young and has fur coloring pretty similar to Budge. But he's extremely lanky, like Budge is lanky, but this kid is like turned sideways, might not see him if he weren't so furry as well. But he's sitting on a stump next to the bonfire and is completing just like an absolute run of trills on this wooden flute that he's playing. And with his long bugbear fingers, it's like it seems to be a purpose-built, oversized flute. as well. And it's got this this really kind of ethereal range as he's playing it. If you look closer, you can see that it's got what looks like bone finger pieces to cover the holes, and this kind of fine dark wood. It's really nice instrument. And everyone, there's a few other people playing, but they're clearly like doing the thing where they're just either rhythm on drums or a kind of complementary background. There's a pan flute out. But one of the folks is playing like a sort of small guitar type instrument, and it's just stopped and is just watching this kid play. And it's this beautiful lilting solo, jumping around these kind of soprano lilts and drops. And then it gets real quick right there at the end, and then drops on this long sustained note. And then he stops. Budge, you would recognize this person as your younger brother, Zimri. And everybody starts clapping, and Zimri sort of looks down nervously and claps the pan flute player on the back. Says, "Oh, thanks for that. That was good. Yeah. What shall we play next then? What?" And then he'll sort of look up and see you there, Broccoli. "Oh, hello.
Thy skills are, without doubt. Ne'er have I seen someone manipulate the flute with such dexterity. Thou, as if thou art one with the instrument."
Well, I don't not so thanks. And a bunch of people around him sort of start echoing your praises, Broccoli. Go on then, take the compliment. You're a wizard. You are. And he's just looking like if a bugbear could blush. Like he looks like he's just like ready to melt into liquid right now with all this attention. And it's sort of just like, "Oh, it's not. Thanks. I just some little thing I play sometimes when I'm. What's your name?"
My name is Broccoli Dawnguard, named so for the mountains there that thou can sometimes see in yonder distance.
Aye, and so like the mountain you are, Mr. Dawnguard.
Hey.
If I may say so, 'tis a pleasure to meet thee. Have you traveled far to be here then?
I have traveled my whole life to be in this place at this time.
Well, that's a bit of a beautiful thing to say.
But dost thou not sense in this wood this night that there is hearts beating and love blossoming? Canst thou not see that in the firelight therein people are finding each other's eyes to meet and hands to squeeze and stories to hear? Could we not, this journey, help with accompaniment therein?
Mr. Dawnguard, I didn't realize you were a poet.
I speak only what I see, and I see only what I know, and I know only what I have. And what I have for thee is a plea that we play music that will encourage those whose hearts are bent on romance to let that romance flourish. Let love's flower bloom this night. I did see a play once. It was of a kid who was taught karate, and this show was most enjoyable. And yet, this show had not a soundtrack worth mentioning. But then, in 2 summers past, I did see the follow-up to this story. It was the same karate kid, and yet he had more journeys to go upon. And this show had a song most mentionable. If thou had heard the bard play his tune, The Glory of Love, aye, if thou heard this tune, thou couldst not deny its power. For therein, if we play this song this night, love will blossom in all its glory.
Master Dawnguard, I do think I know the tone of which you speak. and there is no greater glory which I would like to make my flute sing to. Might you be of some service in this regard? Art you a bard as well as a poet?
I reach into my bag and I pull out what looks like a frisbee. and I flip it out. It's a bongo.
Zimri is like, there are other people around, but he has forgotten them. Do that again. What you just did, do that. I must see that again. What have you done? And he just kind of like stands up immediately and sort of like holsters his flute, as it were. And he's like, how
I
does
take
that
a minute
extend?
to awkwardly collapse my bongo. It
Yeah,
takes a
it's
while.
harder. It's harder to undo than it is.
Keep standing now.
Oh, yeah. Tis a clasp that you've got
Put your
there.
hand
What
here.
is
Yeah,
it?
just if you could hold that.
Oh,
that's-
sure. That's all right then.
And then I put it back in my backpack, and I'm like,
Please, Master Dawnguard, you would play this, and let it be the stage that my melody doth dance upon. I shall gladly accompany thee. You start playing?
oh yeah.
Okay. Everyone else is quiet and stands around. You lay down your beat, and Zimri listens for a moment. Then he whispers something to the pan flute player next to him. He calls over someone else and whispers it to them. And then after a few measures of your drum beat goes by, he pats them both on the shoulder, and they both like start this sustained first note that you're familiar with from the song, and then seeming to have produced the flute right back into perfect position without a thought, Zimri jumps right into the opening melody, playing it exactly, and then at the end of the first line, chucks in a little riff just for fun, and then a few other people come join, and the pan flutes start to sort of lay down like the rhythm melody, so that Zimri can harmonize on top of it. And then as you start building to the chorus, it's just the music. It's just the music at this point. And then right when it would sort of hit the big moment of the chorus, the old fella from behind, who spoke briefly to Rain earlier, just starts absolutely belting the words. Did this all for the glory of love? Just like shout singing over the top, and sort of bursts his way into the middle of it, and starts patting the backs of people who don't know the words around him, trying to get them to sing. It's going off, to say the least. Finn, as all of this is happening, where are you invisibly wandering off to?
I think just like kind of to behind a little hut or a tent or something where I can like uninvisible, unbudge.
Yeah.
And then get the loot ready, or just far enough away from Budge that he won't suspect.
Yep, you can easily do that. All right, sorry, were you about to say something, Meg?
Can I? No.
Or was it Catherine?
Catherine.
There we go.
Can I find Finn?
As soon as Finn emerges, I would say you can.
Am I able to find Rain?
Unless Rain is hiding from you, I would say eventually in that time you'd be able to spot this halfling stumbling about.
Rain! 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 Rain!
Rain, how didst thou enjoy the show?
Oh, hello, Budge. Budge,
Hello, Budge.
Did you see the word creature? It looked
Budge,
in my...
Laura is flirting. She's flirting. She might be in love. Laura, her heart is mended. You can see her. Oh, you need to help her, Finn. Get in her head.
I'll just telepathically be like, "You alright, Laura?"
Fine.
That's it.
I'm not paying any attention to the game band.
Yeah.
But
I did see a creature that looked exactly like me in every which way. It wore my clothes, it spoke in my voice, it had my eyes. It did sneak upon me, which you know is a hard thing to do, and it did grab me, and as we whirled about each other and I nearly placed my dagger in its breast, lest the fact that it was looking back at me, and I thought if I stab it, it shall stab me at the same time. And it spoke these horrid words. It said, "Examine yourself and who you want to be, or another son you shall never see." So I think if I do not find it, or I do not find it within myself, I shall wake up in the morning dead.
Budge.
Budge.
And we were busy doing hijinks with the Bachelor and finding lovers to suit Finn, and yet they ended up with Allura. And all this time you were visited by an evil spirit?
Can I make an insight check on Rain?
Oh,
That is not how Rain would react.
If you want to.
The kindest moment, the instant switch to kindness.
Yeah, if you want to,
There's a
you
little
can.
part of his brain.
Yeah, if you want to, you can have a roll off. In which case, Budge would roll insight against Rain's deception, and the higher roll. If Rain rolls high enough, then Budge. Otherwise, you can just make a roleplay decision, however you want to. Yeah, but if you want to roll, if you think that's fun, we can do that.
Don't forget to roll in the right place
Mhm.
for maximum entertainment.
All right, Budge, 14, feeling pretty wise, getting wise to things. Oh, it's a secret, can't be seen.
Oh,
Ooh. Okay, look, Rain, a little
Suspicious.
bit tipsy. It's a little bit weird that you're being so nice to Budge. Budge, something smells funny, whatever it is. Specifics you don't know.
Oi, Rain. Yes, it's a dangerous thing. It's curious. I asked thee this
You want
outside
to
of any
know?
prank.
Is that what thou wants to ask me? A dance? I agree. And I'd like pull Budge and start pulling him towards the dance.
Nate, Rain, did thee have anything to do with the demon that did approach me?
The song is hitting a crescendo at this
who will fight for your
your
honor. Will be the hero you've been dreaming of. We live forever,
Budge,
going together. The
Is Budge dancing?
did it all for the glory of love.
Rain, you're having a great dance with one of Budge's forearms.
Budge is going to go back to like stalking the fringes of the camp, searching for his doppelganger.
As you stalk off, Budge, and Rain, as you dance near the fire, as Broccoli works together with Zimri and the others to belt out this.
I'm guessing Rain's not too near the fire.
This Peter of House Gabriel hit. As Allura has another mead with her new buddy, Wrangle. I think now is a good time for us to take a break. It's about 9:05.
And
Yes.
Finn does play an instrument too.
Well,
surely.
Finn can join in whenever Finn is ready, if and when. Certainly, it's a night for music. We will take a break. It is now 9:05. We will pop back in. Let's take 15 minutes. We went a little bit longer, and we'll come back at 9:20. So go stretch your legs, make yourself a cup of tea.
Take
and
15, Sebastian. Take 15. Great
right,
job.
right.
Great show, Sebastian.
I'll make myself a tea then. We shall return anon for a little more Shakespeare-inspired D&D. See you shortly. We are back. Hello, everyone. If you're following along live on stream, hello and thank you. If you're watching from later on our YouTube channel, welcome now. You haven't had a break at all. You just got magic straight ahead to this moment. Welcome. We left off with the party at the Haruatru Plus celebration. in full swing. Music going. Zimri lighting things up on the flute while Broccoli is banging those bongos, the extendable variety. And a few folks have joined in, singing the song, those who know it. We have Budge having cornered Rain and Finn to tell them what was going on with his strange encounter. And we have Alora having a drink with Buddy Brangle over off to the side. K-Band, I'm going to turn it over to you. Things are starting to get rocking here at the feast. It's getting late. What are y'all up to?
Budge.
Oi, Rain. Oi, what?
I think we should do Fight Club now.
Right. Rain.
We are about to have a long rest. This is the perfect time. I fear there is something in the woods. This is my opportunity to take you out.
Rain, I must know myself before the morn, whatever that means. I do not even know what that means yet.
Perhaps you must know yourself by fighting me.
Rain. Then you will tell. How about this? We fight. If they know anything about what I have been cursed and I win, they shall tell me. Agreed?
Aye, and
Then they do know something. They do know something, and I am
Yes.
not to die in the morn.
I do not know nothing, but if I did know something, I would tell you at the end of the fight.
Alright. Fine.
And if I win, you must carry me around all day tomorrow.
Would be easy, given my strength.
Aye.
Right. And Budge will take a drink.
So what's happening?
Rain is going to try and catch Budge by unaware and sear her brand into him.
Wait, it's before she attacked him, he's gonna swat her away and just be
Yeah.
like, there is a way we do things around here, right? Fights amongst people of the clans is not completely uncommon. People will share their tactics, their skills, the way that they fight so that they might become better at combating the beasts of the wild. But there is a way. You must let people around know what is going on. Clear out a little bit of space. Come on.
All right. And Brock can be the judge.
Right.
So
Then let
are you
us
going
go
to
make a
attempt to?
space.
Yeah, you're going to do this.
Yeah.
A few people are going to notice as you're clearing an area out, if you're like marking with some bits of wood or whatever to designate boundary lines.
I get
Someone's gonna catch
Webastian to make a web boundary.
Oh, that's definitely going to attract attention. Okay.
Budge is going to try and get it so there's at least one tree within the boundaries.
Okay. I see. So you want to bring it off to the side a bit, like where trees are actually growing.
Tiny bit, yeah.
Okay. If you can encourage Webastian over that way, he might be convinced to make a circle with a tree in the middle.
I'll
How
try
big
to
of
do.
How big of a circle are we talking here?
Like a fight circle, standard fight circle.
Yeah, like I think not huge. I think like 25-foot radius.
Okay,
That's pretty big.
That's pretty big.
We're outdoors.
Yeah.
The way Matt says that, I feel like he's got a spell in mind. He's like, just a standard 25 foot, whatever. Like, definitely, like, no more than 25 feet.
Like a 25-foot radius, about 10 feet high.
Yeah.
Is there a way to make it sealed so that no water can enter or exit?
Run, Rain, run.
There's
I hope I do
big
not
fella.
make the curse come true tonight.
Worry not, Rain. I think it is all okay.
There's a big fella, the guy who was passing out all the mugs of ale earlier, who at some point during the night you would have found out is named Norman. He comes and sees what you're doing and says, "Right then's there gonna be some punch-ons here, is there?"
Oi, Norman. Tis good to see thee again as well.
"Well then, don't let me be in thy way. I'll be eagerly watching though."
I am perhaps the winner can take thee on.
"Oh, I doubt that. They can certainly try." And Norman will kind of let out a big guffaw and sit like in a heap on an upturned tree that's nearby the periphery, and kind of take a big quaff of his ale. And a few other people have wandered over to see what's going on.
Gather round!
Oh, Broccoli, you're heralding. Good.
Yeah, gather round all. A test of strength here now plays out. These two champions wish to see who sits higher on the pedestal. They shall battle it out. A strike to the face, 2 points earns. A strike to the body, 1 point earns. The first of 5 points therein the victor be.
Right.
I'll just turn to Brangle and say, "I've seen much of my friend's antics and cannot see more, but if thou art interested, we get to head over, but I'm happy where I am."
Oh, well, if thou art happy, that makes two. Cheers.
But I will send the boat over.
Well, that is going to dimly light the area a bit better, which was at the edge of the firelight.
Cover above the whole thing.
Yeah, no. And that gets a bit of an ooh and an ah from a few of the folks whenever it comes around. And a couple of the older kids come scurrying over as well and kind of nudging each other. And a few of them, like one of them's like, "You saw Budge. He's magic. I bet he wins." And the other one's like, "Oh yeah, but she's little, but I bet she's a strong one. Look at their armor." And this like little bits and bobs. And Norman's like, "Give us a preview what we might see when we go to the proper pit." "Not today, but soon, That's what I'm hearing." "What do you say then, Budge? You've got it in you to take this one, have you?
I'll lean in close and say, "Honestly, I think it's going to be close." Like, hang with Rain before, and it is not. Look, just wait. And I think you'll see that Rain has fight within her. Let's just say that.
Oh, I see she's a little but fierce.
You have
Well
no idea.
Right then, Budge, and he'll give you a big clap on the back that like cracks your back.
Oh,
From
actually, I
the
think
force.
that's fixed something that was there. Oh,
That's for you then, Budge. See, you don't take anything harder than that.
Rain is gonna like pull out her sword and put that through that flashy sword that she just got from Glowing,
Yeah.
and look like she might be using that, and then like stab it in the ground, and then get out her short bow and pretend, and then like stab it in the ground, and then like drag her claws against her and get her bleeding and wolf into a werewolf.
You're gonna wolf out. All right. It is on. Okay. When you do that, there is an uproar. Like people who were just lingering nearby, like people who are next to the circle, like, "Get over here! Oh, she's a wolf! She's a wolf!" And people are like suddenly it's like heads forward. People are like elbowing each other, and then like people have been like maybe idly placing bets, and now they're like, wait a minute, I didn't know that. I didn't know we didn't know that. Budge.
But
Rain.
just going to, as Rain's doing some of that stuff and like wolfing out and stuff. Budge is going to be steadily and slowly casting Hunter's Mark on her. And he's just going to try and be like zoning himself into the rhythm and cast and make her his Slayer's prey.
Okay. Now you've heard the rules. This is a strike to the body and a strike to the face. Now, are we on the same page that this is unarmed strikes? Is that what the goal is?
Yeah, Budge has ditched his longbow and his like short sword.
Okay.
But he's kept he's taken off the owlbear cloak, but he's still got like a few things like strapped to him, but no weapons.
Whatever fits strapped to his body.
Rain didn't listen to a word Broccoli said.
Yeah. Good gentles, thou seest now 2 warriors stand before thee. No weapons shall here be used this night. Rain, small of stature, but has submitted her blood to the moon, and shall much anger and venom there infuse. Budge, ne'er have I seen so many pull-ups accomplished by one so cuddly. His strength is undeniable. These 2 shall battle it out, and one shall be the victor, and shall have bragging rights herein, and forthwith. All weapons cast aside, strength being thy only capital. Thou 2 champions must now herein fight.
All right, that's the bell. So, Budge and Rain, to make this efficient, actually no, roll for initiative.
Yep.
There's no way to be a.
Yeah, and I was gonna streamline rules a bit, but we've already got the Queensbury rules applied here. That'll be good enough to sort us for some structure. All right, Rain with an 8.
You're rolling is so bad.
Budge with a 14. Okay, Budge has got the advantage of you on the speed front. So, Budge, what are you gonna do?
Budge is going to dash in close to Rain as soon as the bell goes, or as soon as Broccoli sort of rings the start, and is gonna try and punch a werewolf.
Yep. Okay. So you're going to use your action to do an unarmed strike.
Yeah, gonna take the attack action, and I believe I can get 2 now that I'm level 5.
Yes, you can. If you went
Finally.
5-3.
So an unarmed strike, that's +4. Oh, that's rough.
7. So that is a miss. I should have established before as well, but since that was going to be a miss anyway, this is good. Since there's different point values for body shots and headshots, I'll say that a body shot is the normal armor class, but a headshot is the armor class +5, whatever that is. So if you roll an attack roll that is 5 above the AC, you get a headshot, because it's basically like calling your shot kind of thing, right? So your first swing is a miss, Budge. Rain sort of drunkenly, agilely moves to the side.
Want to take a second swing?
Okay.
Ooh,
that's a good one. 18. Rain, what's your AC?
Oh,
come on. I know it's high.
It's higher than 13.
17.
17, that's a body shot. One big Budge hand comes from the side after you dodge the first and just cracks you right in the ribs.
Are we rolling damage? Is that pertinent?
As I take that damage, I like back up and then like trip and then look at Budge from the ground and go.
You're starting your blood curse for when it's your turn. Okay. What are those D6s?
That's my spells.
Oh, nice. From your so your unarmed strike actually doesn't do any damage, does it? Because of your strength modifier.
It does plus. No, I've got +1 to strength, so it does 2 points of damage.
Okay. So what's the total?
The total was that.
Okay, I missed it. Whatever that was, because I was thinking about your unarmed strike.
It was 5.
Okay. So Rain, you take half of that. That's we'll say 2 points of damage.
Roll.
You got a bonus action and movement still, Budge, depending on what you
I
want
would
to do.
take, with my cunning action, I'll take the disengage action.
Yeah.
And I am running up that tree.
Okay. Budge, I think given that it's a 25-foot radius, you've got plenty of movement. You can get, even if you're near the edge of the circle, I would say you can get up probably to one of the lowest bits of branches up in the tree. If you were taking 30 feet of movement, yeah, you can probably get about 10 feet off the ground.
This is kind of shenanigansy. But like, if I could start to go up the tree and then jump and click the rod of holding in the air.
Does it give the action economy for that click? Does it say you need to use an action or a bonus action?
Do something for that. Yeah, it's an action.
Okay.
Never mind.
Yeah. Another time. Budge is scrabbling up that tree, and as this happens, people around the side are like, "Oi! Look at him! Look at him!" Man, it is your turn. You've taken one punch, and Budge has nimbly moved, so you couldn't take an opportunity attack. It's scrabbled up that tree. What's Rain doing?
I'm gonna curse him with the curse of the anxious.
Okay, and that curse is a bonus action, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is. It's
Is there a save DC, or does that just happen? Some of these curses happens.
It just until the end of your next turn, all creatures have advantage on intimidation checks directed at the target within 30 feet of you. So it just makes him a bit more intimidated by me, I'm guessing.
He's already terrified.
Yeah, look, it says you magnify the adrenaline of the body. So Budge, you're already like, oh, here we go. And you get up there like feeling like, yeah, I got out of the way. And then suddenly like all of your back fur just stands up on end in the back of your neck. And you can see Rain just like looking at her hand, whispering, staring up at you, eyes gleaming in the partially full moon up in the air behind you.
Whisper with this horrific moment, I'll say, I knew it were you. I don't know how, but I knew it were you.
I come into the circle and I'm like, hey, come on. I'm like, Budge, get out of the tree. Rain, stop casting spells. All right? This is meant to be Fight Club, not Sneaky Tree Club, not Casting Spells Club. All right? We're trying to find out who can punch each other the best without any tricks, without any shenanigans, no hiding up trees, no using blood curses. All right? Hey, that's part. Her form of the wolf is acceptable. But she should only be able to punch you, not curse you with blood fear. You know? All right, this is Fight Club, guys. Not crazy, let's do weird stuff club. Okay?
Norman screams, this is Fight Club!
All right? It's about punches to the head, and it's about punches to the body. Everything else is nonsense. Get out of the tree. Stay in the circle, stay out of the tree, and you. No more blood curses.
Okay, I will.
All right. You can either punch him in the face or you can't punch him in the face. You know what I mean?
Okay. Broccoli.
You two on board the rules?
Yes.
Yes. Can I have my turn again? Because I used it on a spell that you told me to undo.
It's all right, everyone take a minute, all right? I didn't realize I had to explain the rules of Fight Club to these two knuckleheads. All right, climbing up trees, casting blood curses. I didn't say there was points for casting blood curses. I said you punch someone in the face, you get points. You punch someone in the body, you get points. You're up a tree like some sort of owl. Ugh.
Okay. Rain.
Take a good long hard look at yourself, Budge. Take a good long hard look at yourself.
That's what I'm trying to do, Broccoli! That's why I'm here!
Everyone, I apologize that Fight Club has become a mockery. All right? This is not what Fight Club was meant to be. Webastian, I'm sorry you wasted your web. All right? You made a very nice circle, and he's up a tree like a fool.
Oh, get to swinging. Norman saying, let's go. Fight club. Fight club.
All right.
Fight club.
Let's start again. Everyone knows the rules.
No magic, no equipment, just swinging.
That's right.
Swinging.
Try to punch each other. All right, it's a test of punching
Hmm?
with no
Okay.
shenanigans.
Okay.
Who can punch the best? All right, Budge, you tried to punch Rain, you failed. All right.
I got one in.
Well, I guess you got one. All right. All right. You're winning so far. But because of the shenanigans, we're starting again. It's
Oh. Nothing, nothing.
Who knows if you were casting secret spells before the whole Fight Club started? We don't know. Because I obviously hadn't spelled out the rules.
I would never.
You probably put Hunter's Mark on her for all I know.
Saphira laughs loud at that from the side.
Never heard of that spell.
All right. Are we ready for Fight Club?
I.
No shenanigans, because it's time to fight.
Do we roll initiative again?
Hey, we've started over. Roll initiative again. Let's go.
This time I found my modifier.
Hey, with the rare rain modifier.
Yeah.
Oh my god, your
Hold
modifier's
up.
huge.
I don't think you have a +7 to initiative, right?
That's what it says though.
Is
It
it?
says initiative +7.
Holy
Yeah,
moly.
I've got
Okay.
+5.
Well, all right. That's something I didn't know about Rain.
Doesn't matter though.
I mean, yeah, you didn't come in first this time anyway. That is why. Oh, did you take the alert feat, Rain?
Mhm.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why you get a +5 on top of your usual. Okay. Well, it is to no avail. You do drop right into your stance as soon as Broccoli gives the go-ahead, but Budge, still hopped up on artificially induced adrenaline. You've got the first drop. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna do all I can do. Gonna take a couple of swings.
Yep.
That's right. Fight Club.
Fight club. Fight club.
That's 17. That's a hit, right? If
That's
your 18.
exactly what you needed for another body shot. Bobbing and weaving. Budge gets a shot in right in your stomach.
Budge has
2
dropped
points.
spells. 2 points.
2 points,
Not
Budge.
roll damage.
No, that's
It
1
doesn't-
point, right?
Oh yeah, 1 point. Yeah, sorry, we started again. 1 point, Budge.
Is it even? Are we
We
bothering
don't have to.
damage? Yeah.
We don't have to roll damage.
Aw.
Ooh, 17 again. So the quick
Great,
1-2 from Budge, Pop, pop, right in the torso of Rain. He's really having to lean down as well to get like
I'll
square
say,
up.
I will use the fact that I've got a 10-foot reach.
Yeah, I bet you will. Keep
So
it a
not-
distance.
Yeah, I'm not in your range yet. And is there anything I can still do? I'll use my cunning action to just like run around.
You gonna
That's
dash?
right. That's very
Yeah, I'll
Fight
dash.
Club. I like it.
Where
Yeah.
are you running, Budge? Exactly how far away are you getting?
Well, she's always going to be able to catch up to me, so I'm just running circles.
Okay, Rain, Budge is moving quick, just ducking and diving, juking and jiving. It is your turn. You have an action and a bonus action and movement. What you doing? We'll assume you can get to it.
Fight Club. Fight Club.
I am just trying to punch him and then punch him again because I get 2 actions as well.
Yep. So make your attack rolls again. If you hit Budge's armor class or better, you'll get a body shot. If you hit Budge's armor class +5, you get a headshot.
What's your armor class there, Badge?
14.
Hey, so get a 19 and it's a tour. Oh, so close. That's a 17. Rain.
Oh, God, you're going to
you
hit
come
every
in.
single shot.
Oh my God, you come in just determined. Boom, once from the left. And then Budge, smarting from that first shot, you nimbly dodge to the side, using your arms as a kind of foil to attract attention and move. Rain, you land one of those. It's 1-1. Do you have a bonus action or anything else you want to use your turn for?
No. Oh no.
Yeah, don't do anything stupid that I'm gonna have to call the fight off for. You know what I'm saying?
We got a
Just
rat.
punch each other. Punch each other.
This isn't like when we were just stabbing each other in the woods last time.
You've got structure. Okay, so that's 1-1.
Budge, Rain. Budge, it is your turn. Rain is closed into you, like she's within 5 feet of you now. What are you doing?
Cool. I'll take my bonus action disengage just to take a step back without her hitting me, and I'll just hit her again. That's not gonna hit.
What do you want? Not the first time.
Come on, Budge. Oh.
Oh god.
And that's 2 misses. Oh, I think I misspoke earlier. It's 2 to 1, right? Because Budge got two shots earlier.
I got 2 shots
217.
last time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
2 to
and then
1.
Rain got 1. Okay, so 2 to 1 it remains as Budge is swinging wildly, trying to get out of Rain's reach so that she doesn't get an extra shot at him. But, yeah. Oh no!
Oh, you get to go again. You get to go
Rain.
again.
That's true. Bloody halflings.
Oh.
Oh, what?
Do you get to go again?
No, I don't think so. I think you have to use the second roll. Okay, Rain. It is. It's got to be maddening. This long-armed creature just dancing in and out of reach, hitting you from too far away. It's not fair. You come in there swinging wildly and just absolutely whiff, like comically whiff, so that you almost fall forward onto the ground. And in fact, do a little bit of a roll, and people start laughing from the side, like, "Oh, look at her, too much ale she's had." And then from in that roll, seamlessly, you come straight up and just boom, with that second shot, punch Budge right in the gut. And then you stay tight, engaged. So that's now 2v2. I've got the score correctly.
A base shot, I think, because it was 20.
What was it 20?
We hit,
Yeah.
hit Budge.
Budge. A wild whiff on the first shot, but you duck too low. And Rain stands up, taking an opportunity on the roll, clocks you right under the chin.
She did the ropey dope.
For a second, you can see the branches above you, and they're blurry as you come back, and everyone goes, "Oh!"
I think as like the stars are like spinning around, so I'm just gonna scan the crowd for himself.
No, you don't see yourself, Budge. You do see 2 Rains momentarily, though, dancing in front of you before she resolves back into one. Okay, and that brings our total score to 3-2. Have I done that correctly?
3-2 to Rain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to use my bonus action to use a rogue feature I didn't realize that could be used for this. I'm going to use steady aim for my bonus action. I'm not going to move, but just going to plant his feet and just like shoot his hand forward, but he gets advantage on the first attack.
That's right. That's usually something you use with your bow.
And I need that advantage.
Yeah, clearly needed it for that one.
Gee, you take his trees away and look at him.
There's nothing without him.
Yikes. Okay, first swing with advantage is still a miss, but you got one more swing.
Non-stop.
Still feeling it, Budge. You got clocked. You got cold clocked just right under the chin on that one. Oh, it's not good. It's not good, Budge. You're swinging wildly.
In front of your friends and family.
Ithy starts screaming from the sideline. Take him out. He's done. He's finished.
Yeah.
You gotta cut him. Rain.
Absolutely tanking it.
What?
Oh,
No way.
No.
Oh, Rain.
It's a knockout, right?
That is.
I have one more punch as well.
Well, you don't. I mean, that is a headshot.
That's game.
And you're
As
at
well,
3.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
You knock out
Oh,
and you stomp his face.
Are you
Matt
kidding me?
Day.
You stomp his face.
Matt Day, what's going on?
Yeah. This is Matt on Matt violence. That's what's just happened here. You've been hexed beyond the veil. Rain, you're so in the groove after that first shot, and Budge, you can see you got him on the back foot. He swings wildly left, wildly right, and he overextends and comes down low within your reach. And you know you only need 1. But you can just take 2. You know you can take 2, and just boom, boom. Actually, you tell me, Rain. How do you want to do this? What's it look like?
Yeah, I go bam, bam, and then I pick Budge up because I'm very strong.
You're strong.
Hold him above my head and be like, yeah. On the ground.
With 2 nat 20s, I will say, Rain, you land those 2 punches just perfectly. And I'm talking like you hit the off button on both sides of Budge's jaw. Like this little piece where your jaw hits your skull is just like boom, and he's already gone gray and blurred, and then boom. And Budge, you are out of it.
REM sleep.
But when you start to hazily come to, you are like low to the ground and actually just like thudding against the ground, like your arms are thudding. And Rain, at her full height, it's just like holding you like this on her arms, and your huge bugbear body's just sprawled out on the ground. People are just chanting. They're just going, "Wolf, wolf, wolf, wolf." Norman, the loudest of the lot.
Absolutely perfect.
2 nat 20s. It is chaos. The circle breaks. People are coming in from all around, like taking Budge off of your hands, Rain, and like clapping you on the back and putting ales in your hands. And some of the kids are like doing like pretend versions of what you were just doing. It's chaos.
And I'm just like, see how good Fight Club can be when you just, you don't be silly, there's no trees, this is how good, guys, honestly.
No trees, just you and the mat. You
That's
and
right.
your fists and the mat.
Absolutely.
Just you
One
and the
day,
mat.
Brock, I will fight you. One
Ooh.
day.
Mm.
The
Out
Sorry,
of the
Rain,
corner
go
of my eye, I'm like trying to check to see if Budge is actually okay.
Budge is out of it. He is like sort of he's breathing. And he's now surrounded by people who are like giving him little like pats on the cheeks, and like someone douses his face with water. But Budge, you really come to when Esme across the room calls one of the little kids over, Edgy, as it turns out from before, who was a little troublemaker, gives him something, and he runs up, squeaks between the legs of everyone who's around you, Budge, and then he hoists something right up underneath your nose. And it hits the back of your skull like a ton of bricks, whatever it is. You take a breath in, and it is like suddenly your skin is made of needle pricks, and you like feel this like just surge up and down your body. It's almost nausea, but not quite, and you are back. Suddenly everything is vivid, and your head hurts. It is pounding, but you are conscious again, and you've got the face of little Edgy over you, like, oh, he's up, he's up, he's up.
If Brain's nearby, I'll reach out to shake her hand.
Yeah.
Oh, struck Rain. I think they proved herself.
You all right, Budge?
I think that you knocked the fear from my heart. For I have nothing to fear while thee are near, Rain. Not with the fists of fury like that. Oh,
Aye.
even the demon of thee is feared.
Yeah.
At this point, Norman emerges as well, and just claps both of you on the back heartily, which Budge, I'm sure, sends your head just spinning again from the like bone shattering force. And he like basically picks you both up, like by way of lifting you to your feet, Budge, but he's pretty much holding your entire weight. And Rain, he just like basically grabs you bodily and is like holding you both up to this height. It's like, I think both of you could use a drink.
Rain is doing her very best not to bite his arm. She does not appreciate being picked up at all. And Budge can probably see the rage building inside her.
Yeah, Norman is oblivious to this.
I'll just like tickle Norman.
Oh, what are you? Oh, that's not fair. I'm ticklish. And he actually like shrieks a little bit, and drops you both. Stumbles back. Right then, fair play. I'm still getting you victory drink and drinks to nurse what ails you.
Budge, can
Oi.
you Can you see Alora?
I'm struggling to see past 5 feet.
Alora, if Rain does spot you, where will she see you?
We haven't. I don't think we've moved. We've just been chatting where we were sitting.
Sure,
I
just
would've-
hanging over there.
Fished around for some sort of common ground. Like, does he enjoy tinkering or more of a time? Like, I'm just trying to do conversation.
No,
I'm trying to do conversation.
Yeah, he's doing terrible because he hasn't flirted with anyone in like 15 years.
Do you enjoy invention?
I make things. Do you like making
I can use a needle and thread, all right, for patching up my shirts. I'm a bit better with a trap. I'm a trapper by trade. I find big beasts and small ones and bring them home or turn them loose somewhere where they won't hurt anyone. It is fine art, that is. Good.
And an honourable service to the people around me to keep them safe.
Oh, believe you do understand me. Laura, thank you very much for that. It's what I do, is keep people safe. That's me. Ben, where would you have been spending the duration of this fight?
Oh, just watching. I think probably playing Final Countdown on the finalist of downward counting on the
Yeah,
something,
no, definitely
something along those lines.
perfect. Zimri would have made his way over to watch the sort of spectacle, but sort of stays around the outside. But now that the group is broken up a bit, he'll sidle on up next to you, Finn, and say, "Thou art of a sure hand on that lute. It is a lovely piece."
I thank thee, but very, very much indeed. Although, but I do not think my skill is very high. I have but a good instrument.
Oh. I've heard that a good musician's not one to blame their tools, but I never heard one give the tools all the credit. Surely thou art too modest.
They indeed not. But I hear much is to be said of your skill.
Oh, I suppose I too have a fine instrument. Well, perhaps we should play a song at some point. I wish for all of you to tell us the story of where you've been, things you've seen. Why, we're travelers, but you hear the same old songs.
Well, is everyone else around? Is the came down
You
around?
can look and see. It's various states of chaos and business. Alora having a chat with Brangle. You've got Norman very loudly sort of following Budge and Rain with drinks. Rain still wolfed out, I presume. Broccoli nearby the fighting circle, unless he's moved on elsewhere. Everyone's within sight.
Well then, perhaps I should sing to you one of my finest tunes in honor of this fight. It's called
What's
Wolf
that?
Girl, and I think it is an appropriate tune.
Oh, certainly. I would like to hear this very much. And then Zimri sort of like looks around like he's about to make a big announcement, and then he sort of like nods to someone else, someone who seems to know what he's doing, and then this other bugbear turns and shouts, "Oi then! Mistress Finn's gonna play a song! Come listen!" And that turns some heads. Folks get excited. There's people kind of bumbling up with their food trays, and the kids are starting to look a bit sleepy, a few of them. Some of the older kids are like dragging the younger ones along, and they sort of sit down, and as soon as they get the chance, the little ones are just kind of like leaning against the other ones as they're sitting. You gonna play them a song?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna play Wolf Girl.
Yeah, all reliable. You can make a performance check.
Oh, I should really remember. Not very good.
Oh, awful! What a tea.
It's not very good.
Here's the thing about you, Finn. You have very high standards for yourself. We know this. This is also a familiar tune for you. You've been perfecting this tune over the weeks that the campaign has been together. It's gone through some iterations, you know, Dragon Girl, Wolf Girl, Dolphin Girl, lest we forget. To anyone else, Finn's rendition of this song is great. Right? Like, this is a talented professional plying her trade, playing this lute beautifully, singing her song. People are listening. Zimri is watching and like, he's listening like a musician. You can tell he's watching intently and listening. And the kids are just like enraptured by this story of Wolf Girl, what she's getting up to. Finn, you know it's not your best work. You can feel that you're not just like, you're not it, that thing, that rhythm. You don't find it. You're kind of for a moment back in that place where this has gone so wrong, and that the tavern where Rain wolfed out on stage for the first time and scared everyone. And a little bit of that nervous energy is back in you. You feel like you're thinking hard, you're working hard during this one. But when you finish, there's uproarious applause, and everyone comes up and is like, some people are saying, "Oh, another, play it again," and people come up and they are clapping your shoulder and saying, "That was amazing. You looked like you were having such a good time up there."
Ooh.
Ouch.
They're pushing for you to keep playing, though. They loved it.
All right, I'm gonna go straight into Dragon Girl.
Okay. Moving on into the repertoire.
I'll ask Brangle, does thou have a musical interest? My friend is very skilled, if you would like to come with me to listen closer.
I do love a song and a tale, surely, on a city bard.
Are these feasts the kind of events that people contribute pieces of poetry and music and things?
Oh, for sure. You have a tale to tell or a song to sing. Why, that's as good a feast as you can bring. That's what my nan used to say. He'll come over there with you for sure.
Right.
And I head over to I head to the flute guy. What's his name?
Zimri.
Zimri. I'm like, Zimri. That thou hast feasted on what Finn can offer. I feel like thou art ready to accompany Finn in her next tune.
Oh,
Please, indeed.
I would not presume to tread upon that ground. Why,
Zimri,
I'm watching a master work.
Zimri, play thy flute and accompany Finn.
Oh,
For all shalt enjoy the wares therein.
but if you're going to convince me in rhyme, wouldst thou wish for me to play alongside thee, Mistress Finn?
Aye, indeed. The more the merrier.
Oh, then I shall follow thy lead. I mayhap will listen a bit. If I hear a place I can chime in, I'll give you some harmonies.
Zimri, it is not a hard melody to pick up.
Four chords, Zimri, 4 chords.
Rain is gonna try and just like pick up Budge like this, even though his arms and legs will probably drag a little, and carry him over to like a log near the fire.
Budge does not resist. He's just being dragged.
Yep, you've got a spot. And then one of the little kids, actually sort of heedless of your discomfort, Budge, just like plops down on one of your legs, like a chair. You've become a piece of the furniture here. All right.
Rain is absolutely fascinated by that.
Who? Sorry?
Rain is absolutely fascinated about the child, just thinking that they can just sit there. It's like, whoa.
Yeah. Finn, would you like to make another performance check for Dragon Girl?
I would absolutely love to.
Come on, man.
Come on, Finn.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
There you go, kills.
There's our bard.
Because Zimri is playing along, I think.
Well, you know, Zimri's trying to keep up. Okay. Then you begin your song. And do I remember correctly, did this song debut at the Banks Estate, or where was the first time Dragon Girl became a thing?
Yeah, was it when we performed the story of the dragon eating the girl? Was this
Try and get Mother's Milk.
Or did we not?
Yeah.
That's
Hair
right.
Girl, yeah.
Yeah. There's been a few
Oh, it was for
iterations.
Hairgore.
It was for Hairgore. So the last time you played this song was for the audience of a dragon, who gave you 4 stars, if memory serves. Those were different times.
Tough critic.
But you're a trooper. You're a pro, and the lingering malaise from that last bit, you managed to shake it off. With everybody watching and following along, with Zimri sort of taking up a place next to you and sort of looking like questioningly up, just waiting for your lead, you find the groove. Wherever it was, you've got it again. And from the first big chord, heads start turning from around. There's people who had kind of devolved into chit chat and conversation. Some people who weren't really watching, they just knew this is where everyone was. You got their attention. And now you can see heads kind of bobbing and faces reacting when the events in the story come. And after your first chorus, when you start in on the next verse, this really light and chirpy harmony starts filtering in behind your words and the chords you're playing on the lute. And then something weird happens. After the final chorus or bridge, as you're building up to the last, right before you build up to the last chorus, Zimri drops the tone into an inventive little minor embellishment. You keep going just as you were, and he starts playing out of key, but not discordant. Like, starts sort of playing around the edges of what you're doing, and it makes it haunting in this sort of like melancholy, pensive way, and it just gets quiet. You're playing and able to sort of enrich the gaps that leaves. And then in that last, like, the rest that comes before you drop into the last chorus, you can't even hear crickets. And then you hit that chord coming into the final chorus, and it just, everyone goes nuts. Some people have picked up on the words, and they're like stomping and clapping along. And one of the kids who was sitting on Budge just gets up and starts dancing in front of everyone. And one of the other kids joins in, and one of their siblings is like a little embarrassed and trying to make him sit down, but gives up. Yeah, it goes off. I'm loving it. People are swarming up to you afterwards, and you'll hear some people who are like, want to show you their instruments, and they're like, I've been learning how to play the pan flute. My nan says if I practice every day I'll be as good as one of the bards, but I don't think I'll ever be as good as that. And then someone else is like, oh, well, you dropped after the bridge, then I felt my heart stop. And then Zimri is just kind of smiling and watching this and shaking his head. And then Ichabod sort of emerges from wherever she's been sitting. And she walks really slowly. And people sort of instinctively kind of nudge and like move out of the way. And she comes up, hunched a little bit, using a walking stick. And she looks up at you and says, well then, Mistress Fenn, I knew that there were those who weave dreams for the waken. For a pleasure to see it done.
Oh, thanks. Think bigger, Budge.
And there's that, like, everyone sort of has that attitude. They're like, like some whispers and elbows to stay quiet. And there's like a reverence. And she sort of looks around at the rest of them, and then winks at you, Finn, and then turns around and kind of trundles back over to where Esme's there waiting to take her arm. She goes and has a seat.
Right.
I head over to Zimri.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hey, Zimri, what's your life like, my friend? Dost thou ever crave the wandering urge? Dost thou wish thou could have adventures far and wide, and be part of a band that creates theatre for all who would enjoy?
Broccoli, is this a casting call?
I mean, I have seen what thou canst do, and the way thy music blends so seamlessly with the music that the Magical Cane Band creates, and I feel like thou art a no-brainer if thou would wish to become one with us. I see no reason why thou shouldst not.
You really think you'd want to have me along, traveling with you, playing music?
Budge will from like a while away, wherever he's lying stationary, will see this and hear this, and he's just like, it's like, no. I don't think anyone can hear. And he's like, oh, stop! You're gonna get my brother killed.
So, I say the true, Broccoli, there's nothing I want more in this world than to go far places and see great sights and
What stops thee?
Oh, I suppose I have a home, and Mum says I've to be careful before I go out. And Budge had to wait, and Zilla had to wait, and I have to wait.
Didst thou not see the faces of those who watched on as thou played? Within the music that thou created, dost thou not crave more of this in thy life? Home will always be home, and yet adventure exists far beyond those walls that enclose thee now.
You do. You speak gold when you speak, Broccoli. I feel my coffers full. Why do you not miss your home when you wander so far and wide?
Home will always be in the heart that beats in thy chest. I feel at home whene'er the blood pumps through my veins, for it is in me where'er I travel, and so 'twould be in you where'er you travel. And we do crave a new member, for sadly one of our member became a book. I shall speak no more of this. It's a long story and was sadly told, but I mean, we have an opening. Good Zimri.
Broccoli, I feel as though my heart hath been a desert, and you a grey cloud. The happiest of grey clouds have come, a very monsoon of possibility. And that desert shall soon a jungle be. I've so much to think on, Broccoli, and my head doth spin. But I would sup more on this discourse, and let my roots drink deep of it, so that such flowers may grow as perhaps some may wish to look upon.
Aye, take thy time, but if we do not a stage herein share in future's time, then I shall most sad be.
I think to lose the thread of such a future is the cruelest cut the tapestry of my life could e'er endure, good Master Dawnguard. I a moment do require. And Zimri sort of like looks extremely flustered and turns and almost blindly walks off, and he almost runs into you, Finn, for a second, and sort of like, it's a great honor to play with thee, Mistress Finn. and then he like it seems to be like fighting back tears, and then kind of like half runs off towards the edge of the firelight, and just is sort of like pacing and looking off into the night, pretending to have a drink that he is in no way paying attention to.
Mhm.
He seemed to
Thee
have
done,
gotten-
Broccoli Dawnguard. What have thee done?
Rain is like just sitting really close to Budge.
Budge, you're starting to feel a little bit more back on the ground, and not in the bad way. The trees have stopped spinning. You've definitely got a bit of a nagging headache. It's a bit cloudy. But you've got good food, good smells all around you. Every so often, one of your brothers or sisters will come by and kind of sort of nudge you in that way of like ribbing you, but also like checking in, just seeing. And Esme has come by too many times, honestly. It just keeps suggesting little things like, oh, here, just like giving a little salve to like put on the side of your head, giving you something to sniff. It's like, it's a bit much. And eventually Saphira kind of like pulls her away. Let him be, let him be. But yeah, you're a bit back to yourself by this point.
Budge,
Oi, yes, Rain.
do you think she'll kiss him?
Oh, you mean? And he'll look over at Alora and
Wrangle.
Wrangle the Bachelor.
Yeah. Bachelor number one. Alora, tell me a little bit about Meg, tell me about Alora's goals here. What does she want out of the flow of this conversation that's been happening? What kind of signals is she giving? What's going on?
I think when they came over to the campfire, she definitely sat down like next to him, so their shoulders are touching. Before, when the fight was
Classic
going on,
move.
she was very glad to have a conversation. That's why the conversation was so bad, because she was trying to concentrate on him, and then
Yeah.
just like cheering and she's like, someone's
Yeah.
going to kill someone like half
Yeah.
the time. But she's very glad that the fight is over, and now she like this is something that she can share, like, you know, story time around the campfire.
Yeah.
Well, she's a far traveler. She's done this many times.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's happy that now she can concentrate.
Yeah.
Without worrying
Yeah.
that Budge and Rain are going to kill each other.
Sure. So you would see Alora next to Brangle, shoulder to shoulder, having kind of like animated conversation. Brangle looks like happy as a clam. Just, you know, like he seems a bit more at ease. Every now and then he'll sort of like say something to someone else nearby, or someone will chuck him some food or clap him on the shoulder or whatever. That's the vibe.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just enjoying the conversation. Like, group mama's having the night off.
Been a while. Been a while since that could happen for sure.
Yeah, she's also a bit wary because, like, now that Finn stopped, like, she's looking around for their storytellers or other musicians. Like, what's gonna? She doesn't want it to stop. Don't lose momentum. Campfire times.
Some of the kids, in fact.
Finn's just gonna keep playing.
Okay.
It might not be sung, just on
Yeah.
riding on the high now.
Good,
Yeah, it's going on for a while. Like, you know, there's people who keep coming up to you and being like, "Oh, do you know this one?" And they'll try to like give you melodies and counter melodies to riff on, and like, you know, they'll be asking you things too, like, "Oh, you've been to Orst, have you? Oh, what's that like?" They're proper stages, like wall built of wood and up high.
Absolutely. More stages than you can dream of.
You hear that? It's like they said, well, they have whole buildings built just for the stages, have they? That's what I've heard.
That's right. Full of people from far and wide.
Closed buildings for stages, filled with people. Never heard of such things.
Not a
Wondrous.
window to be seen.
And lights.
Aye. By all sorts. Sometimes a candle is used, sometimes a flame appears out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. Why, such wonders they are. And some of them are just like, whoa, like, wow, that's these city folk. But some of them are like, oh, I wish I could see that. It would be something, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Something to see that. You in the big city.
Budge,
Oi.
do you have any girl bugbears that you did used to see floating around here that you are trying to avoid?
Nay, I am not so unlucky.
What did happen to them if they are not here?
I do not know. For I had a love once, but alas, as the clans move, it is not always in the stars that they should cross again. But I did search around for them when I did arrive, but alas, no.
Yeah, in truth, Budge, no sign of the person you're looking for. However, there's been some stirring along the side. Some of the kids have been swarming around Ichabod, kind of tugging at her, and Esme is shushing them and shooing them away. And then some of the braver ones are just really being insistent. And eventually, you can hear Ichabod raise her voice and say, "Oh, let them be. We'll give them what they're asking for. No need to mother me, woman. That's for me to do." And then Ichabod will shift and kind of trod over to nearby where you are, Finn, in that sort of prime spot next to the fire. She's like, "Come along, bring along." And there's a few of the kids are like heaving with all their might to bring the like log that she was resting on behind her, and sat it down so that the fire is behind her. And they sit her down. And Ichabod is next to you and says, "Well, Mistress Finn, what say you give me a bit of a melody to dance on? I have a tale to tell, and a good tale requires a feast for the ears as well as the eyes."
Rain, come, I like this one. This one's actually really good.
And
Look
she
like I'm
sort of,
leaning into Ichabod, but I'll actually be leaning sideways a little bit.
hey.
The moves, the non-stop
Yeah.
moves.
No, it is picked up on, received, and reciprocated. Ichabod turns to Finn and says, "Oh, something with a taste of adventure in it, if you don't mind."
It fins on it before she finishes the sentence. Just boom, straight into it.
And
Not unlike Bruckheimer's Pirates of the Caribbean, which she says.
oh my god, yes, that is exactly the vibe.
Is it Hans Zimmer?
Yeah, Hans
the
Zimmer, I
well-known
think.
composer.
Yes.
Who tells composers for adventure plays.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you do this, just rollicking along from that high from before, you smash this up tempo power chord and then pop into the next ones, and it is right on the time that Ichabod is looking for. Everyone grows quiet, and she looks out to you all and says, "Were it the tale you wanted to hear of the Behir of the Western Fall?" And the kids are like, "Yeah!" And some of the adults are laughing. They all go quiet. And as you begin to play, you hit the top of one of your measures, and Ichabod goes stone cold still. "In ages past, the moon were young, the wood were dark and teeming, and idle sprites bedecked the nights, newborn of ancient dreaming. There lived a beast of gleaming high, the bane to one and all, a child of storm and mountainside, the Behir of the Western Fall." And at that moment, as though on cue, Esme mutters something behind you all. And in front of Ichabod, an illusion sprouts as dirt from the ground begins to swirl and take on colors, blue and white, silver and black, as this huge serpent-like creature
like a dragon with many legs, begins to form still in mid-roar, bright light in its mouth. And Ichabod goes on. Be like a drake of glistening scale, a roar of thunder rolling. Its paws be 12, with which it delves the mountainside patrolling. The giants there it once did guard, but loosed it were from service. And so it ranged with wrath deranged and left our shepherds herdless. The huntress then with arrow true set off to climb that mountain, and no crevasse nor sliding pass would stop her from surpassing. Atop the peak and round its face, now hid from sun or rising, she battled fierce, and oft did pierce the beast she had surprised. So long they fought across that peak, the sun did rest above them. Her bolts were spent, her limbs were rent, where all the creature clove them. And then she sort of leans forward, and at a deeper voice, and the kids are like holding their breaths. The creature laughed as near it loomed, astride the river's origin. Be like the snow, and down you go. And wide its mouth did open. The huntress saw that gaping maw. Her heart skipped not a beat. If I can't shoot, I'll be the bolt. And in its mouth she leaped. With such great force the huntress sprang. She pushed that beast a leaning, and tumbling back with fearsome crack, the Bahir, he went careening. And then she gives a little bit of one of these gestures to you, Finn, like now the tempo, pick up the tempo. And on the pair did fall, the spray around them wetting. And by the by, it were so high, they landed when the sun were setting. No! But here I know you'll say to me, oh, Nan, for sure, you're cracking. That beast did crash with such a splash, it sent the whole river packing. So high above, the river flew, from west to eastward flying. And where it fell, you still can tell. Lake Lewin, it's supplying. And when the morning sun did rise, the shepherds soon were stirring. And in the wood the huntress stood, with laughter she were purring. My friends, cried she, we must away, and eastward cross the crag. For with my bout I've turned about that river we called Dag. And so it is, my eastern friends, I say to one and all, may ye be glad to drink our gad and taste that western fall. She sits down, gives you a nod, Finn, and starts trundling over to where she was sitting.
That was awesome.
It is 10:30. I think that might be a good place for us to call it for our session this week.
As the session's ending, I do head over to her and I'm like, have you ever thought to join the words thou spokest? And on I go.
Yeah. She listens graciously to your pitch. Seems for a moment to consider it. And then she winces where she's sitting, getting more comfortable. we will pick up in 2 weeks' time as the feast this night winds to a close, and we'll find out what transpires when the magical cane band trundles off to bed for this night, and what else awaits you in your time in the Moonwood if you're here to stay a while. There are many more things to learn and do for sure. It's time for us to wrap up with some of our usual thanks. Thanks once again to Matt Day, our Technomancer in residence, for designing Rollcast, this awesome browser platform we use to play together and roll these dice. Thank you, as always, to Eric Matthias, who has designed and provided the music that you hear playing in the background from soundimage.org. Check those out. Please do check out the Headless Marys next week, same time here on this channel. Subscribe if you haven't already, and follow us on Twitter and TikTok at Bardic_inspo. Thank you to you who are watching right now, and thank you as well to those who are watching later on the channel. Thank you, thank you. We'll close, as always, by saying thanks, and more thanks. Have a good night.